I still remember the feeling that day. It was a normal, peaceful morning. I was diving down to tie my shoes. But somehow, just like that, I felt my waist increase, my knees also become redundant, and then I lost my balance, had to get into position to rise. Just going down to tie my shoes, something I had done thousands of times in my life, now felt so difficult. And that's when I realized my body is changing. And if I don't move, things will only get worse. The age of 50 and back is a step. The strength is not the same. The breath is shorter. Every time I bend, stand, bend, it is not as easy as before. But what makes many people give up is not because their bodies are getting weaker, but because they believe that their minds can do something to reverse it. And that is the biggest mistake. Today's video will show you the opposite. That you can absolutely get your strength back. With just 3 basic exercises, with the right technique, the right way, you can keep your ability to do it yourself. And that it's never too low to start. But before we get started, I'd love to know, what's your name and where are you watching this video from? Please share in the comments, because I believe that health is a journey that we shouldn't take alone. We are a community. Together, we will move forward, one day at a time, to become stronger, more stable, and live more fully, no matter our age. Ready? Now, I'm going to explore with you the 10 most important things to do to rebuild your strength after 50, starting with the first thing, where the real changes begin. Something strange happens when you turn 50. It doesn't happen overnight, without warning. One day, you find yourself breathing harder after climbing the stairs. Today, you notice that you don't open your products as easily as before. Then one morning, you look in the mirror and notice something: more tired, slower, more courageous. People often call it the natural law of aging. But the truth is, most of those changes are not fate. They are the result of a silent degeneration process that occurs when we repeatedly use important muscle groups or use them incorrectly for a long time. The science: from the age of 30, we lose an average of 3 to 8% of our base mass every decade if we don't exercise. This rate accelerates after 50, leading to a condition called sarcopenia, or age-related muscle loss. And the most dangerous thing, it happens silently, before we even notice. I have a friend named Richard, 63, who used to work as a civil engineer. When he retired, he stopped moving around, and gradually, he felt weaker. First, he couldn't float his water tank. Then he had trouble getting up from a sofa without armrests. Thinking it was normal, Richard accepted it. He kept learning, kept trying, and then after just 2 years, he started using a pen to walk. Everything changed one day when he fell in the shower. Luckily, there was no serious injury, but the fall woke him up. A few months later, Richard started to relax. Just simple movements, standing up and sitting down with the saddle, talking, holding a 10-second knee plank. 6 months later, Richard was not only walking, but also walking 2 miles every morning. He was back to gardening, climbing stairs, and most importantly, he had his confidence back. The loss of strength is not inevitable. It is a process, and like any process, it can be reversed. But it can only be reversed if you are proactive and take action early. Strength doesn't go away in a day, and it doesn't come back in a day. But if you present small steps, simple movements, you will be amazed at what you can do. And if you are asking yourself, where do I start? The answer is your own feet. Because keeping your legs golden is about being independent, having mobility in every step of your life. Let's explore the first and most important exercise that will help you do that. Squats. Think about it. You sit down. You get up from the toilet. You move down to something smaller below. Or simply, you sit down to play with your grandchild, and then stand up again without help. All of these are squats. Not in the gym, not heavy, but the most basic, everyday movements, and the movements that define our independence. Why are squats so important? Because leg strength is the foundation for all body movements. When you squat properly, you are activating the front thigh muscles, quadriceps, the back thigh muscles, hamstrings, the glutes, buttocks, and your core, which helps you maintain balance. You're not just building muscle, you're protecting your knees, hips, and lower back, improving your balance, and helping your muscles work more efficiently. And most importantly, you're extending your ability to take care of yourself. I once coached a retired physician named Linda, 67. Linda lives alone after her husband died. She is still alert and cheerful, but after a long bout of flu, she feels weaker than before. The problem is not that she doesn't want to be active, it's that she's afraid of falling. Even getting up from a low chair makes her nervous. We start small. Each session, she just needs to stand up, sit down, from a sturdy chair. Some days, she does it 5 times. Some days, only 3. But she does it every day. After 2 months, Linda can stand up without using her hands. After 3 months, she goes to the supermarket alone for the first time in almost a year. And I still remember the look in her eyes when she said, "I feel I'm back in control of my life." Squatting is not for pretty legs. Squatting is for freedom. For people over 50, squats don't have to be deep. They don't have to be fast. They don't have to be perfect. You can start with a chair, you can start with a handrail, or even just bend over. But the important thing is that you start. Because every time you stand up, you're telling your body, "I'm still here. I'm still strong. And I'm not giving up." Of course, it's not just your legs. Upper body strength, arms, shoulders, back, is also an important part of how you lift, push, and sustain in your daily life. And if there's one simple but absolutely effective upper body exercise, it's the push-up. Let's find out why this familiar exercise can transform your strength and confidence in just a few weeks. You might be thinking, push-ups, I've never been able to do one. Or, that's an exercise for Marines, not for 60-year-olds like me. I know, because I used to think that too. The truth is, push-ups are more than just an arm or chest exercise. When done right, they're one of the most effective full-body exercises there is, especially for people over 50. You're using your chest to push, your shoulders and triceps for stability, your core to hold you up, your glutes and lower back to prevent sagging. And you're not just building muscle, you're rebuilding confidence. Because every time you push down against gravity, you're telling your body, "I'm stronger than I thought I was." I remember Earl, a 72-year-old grandfather from Texas, very clearly. Earl used to be a mechanic. He knew how to fix everything, except himself. When he retired, he told me, "I can't get on the bike anymore, and I don't want to ask anyone for help. It's too self-conscious." We started with walls. No push-ups, just wall push-ups. First week, 5 at a time. Third week, switch to the kitchen table. Month 2, Earl does his first push-up on the floor on his knees. 6 months later, he was doing 10 traditional push-ups, a straight, breathing, with a solid push-up. And he sent me a short video with the caption, "I fixed myself, push-ups aren't a challenge. They're a journey." You don't have to start by touching your chest to the ground. You can start on a wall, a table, a chair, even just holding the position for a few seconds. The point is, a little bit every day, a step forward every week. Because strength doesn't come from what you did in the past. It comes from what you choose to do today. And if push-ups are the king of upper body exercises, then to keep your body stable and well coordinated, nothing is more important than your core, the center of your body. Many people over the age of 50 suffer from back pain, loss of balance, and falls, not because their legs or arms are weak, but because their core is out of sync. That's why the next exercise, although it seems simple, can change your entire posture, balance, and sense of security when moving. Let's explore the plank and why it is the foundation stone for a strong, stable body. Here's a truth that many people often overlook. True strength is not in the arms or calves. It's located in the middle of your body, the part you rarely see in the mirror, but it controls almost every movement you make every day. I'm talking about the core. What is the core and why it's more important than you think? The core is more than just ABS or six-pack. It's the entire core muscle system, including the deep abdominal muscles, transverse abdominis, the oblique muscles, the lower back muscles, the hip muscles, and the diaphragm that helps you breathe. It's like the axle of a wheel. Every movement of your arms, legs, and neck starts. If your core is weak, you'll feel loss of balance when stepping off a curb, back pain after standing for a long time or bending, falling easily, especially when turning suddenly. On the other hand, when the core is strengthened, everything becomes more solid and stable. Your body is more coordinated, you breathe more deeply, and you feel safe in your own movements. I worked with a couple, John and Mary, both in their 60s. Mary said, "I can walk for hours, but standing and washing dishes for 10 minutes hurts my back." John said, "I'm terrified of stepping back. Just taking a small step back feels like I'm losing control." We don't start with cardio. We don't start with squats. We start with planks, with your knees on the ground. Just 10 seconds, then 15, then 20. We focused on tightening our ABS, keeping our back straight, and breathing evenly. After a few weeks, they started to stand more steadily. Mary could wash dishes, mop the floor without back pain. John took his first step back without holding onto a chair. Stability doesn't come from the legs. It comes from the core. Planking, even just holding still, is one of those exercises that has the power to change both posture and a sense of control over your body. And if you can't plank on the floor, that's okay. You can plank standing against a wall. You can start on your knees, or just hold for the first 5 seconds. Every second you hold, you're building stability back up. And once you have a stable core, strong legs, and a strong upper body, the next important thing is to know how to connect them together at a pace that suits your body after 50. Because after a certain age, it's not just about doing the right thing, it's about doing enough, but not too much. So in the next part, I'll share with you a weekly workout plan, simple, easy, and extremely effective. We'll learn how to incorporate these exercises into a realistic schedule that will help you progress week by week without burning out. After 50, people tend to fall into two extremes. One is not doing anything. The other is suddenly trying to do the same thing as when you were 30. And both lead to the same thing: fatigue, frustration, and giving up. What your body really needs now isn't more, it's smarter. Focus on 3 things: full body movements, squats, push-ups, planks. Proper recovery, proper rhythm. Muscles can still grow after 50, but they need longer recovery periods. If you train continuously without proper rest, your body doesn't have time to regenerate. You're more likely to get exhausted, sore, and stop. Suggested weekly workout plan: Monday, warm-up, 5-minute light walk. Push-up personal level, 2 to 3 sets. Squat chair or bodyweight, 2 to 3 sets. Plank wall, pillow or floor, 2 sets. And with a few minutes of active recovery day, 20 to 30-minute walk, light stretching. Wednesday, squat, slightly increase reps. Plank hold for 5 to 10 seconds longer per set. Light push-up, again reduce sets. Thursday, recover or complete rest. Prioritize stretching, meditation, deep breathing. Friday, light circuit. Push-up gives squat, gives plank, gives rest 1 minute, gives repeat 3 times. End with deep stretching and relaxing breathing. Saturday, Sunday. Optional: walking in the park, gardening, light dancing, anything that gets your body moving without feeling constrained. A student named Gloria, 58, shared, "I tried an online program to 45 minutes 6 days a week. I gave up before the second week. We changed our strategy, just 3 main sessions, under 25 minutes each, to walking sessions, and 2 days of complete rest, or just breathing exercises. 6 weeks later," Gloria says, "not only do I feel stronger, I feel like I am on the right track, not weighed down by stress." Exercising after 50 shouldn't be a race. It should be a journey, with your body as your companion. The best plan is one you can stick to. You don't need to train like an athlete. You just need to keep moving, to send a clear message to your body: I'm still here. I still want to be healthy. And I'm ready every day. But there's one important thing that many people often overlook. It's not the movements, it's not the time, it's how you warm up and end your workout. Because no matter how good your workout routine is, if you don't prepare well before you start, or don't stretch properly after your workout, your body will still be very susceptible to fatigue, soreness, and even injury. So, the next part will talk about something that seems small, but can actually make or break your success: warming up and stretching at the right time, in the right way. We often rush to start, and we often rush to finish. In training, this happens even more easily. You have 20 minutes to spare, so go for it. Or after a workout, you just want to sit down and rest immediately. The problem is, it is those quick pass moments that pose the greatest risks. Why is warming up and stretching especially important after age 50? After age 50, muscles lose elasticity. joints become drier, and ligaments are more vulnerable. That means, if you go from sitting for a long time to vigorous exercise without warming up properly, you are putting your entire skeletal system in a passive position, prone to pain and injury. On the contrary, a gentle warm-up helps increase blood circulation, warm up the muscles, wake up the joints, and most importantly, helps the body mentally prepare for exercise. After a workout, if you do not stretch and relax, your muscles can easily become stiff, accumulate lactic acid, causing pain, causing you to miss the next workout just because your body has not had time to recover. I worked with Tom, a 64-year-old man who was very serious about his workouts. He did it all: squats, push-ups, planks, even regularly, every week. But after a few weeks, Tom started to have knee pain and stiff shoulders. He thought it must be age. But the problem was, he was skipping the warm-up and stretching. We added a 5-minute warm-up before each workout. Rotate your shoulders, gently shake your knees. Slowly walk in place, deep breaths, and after your workout, gently stretch your thighs, chest, slowly breathe, relax. 2 weeks later, the pain was gone. And Tom says, I feel 10 years younger just by starting and ending properly. A warm-up is a polite greeting to your body. A stretch is a gentle thank you after a workout. We often focus on the main part, but it's the little parts that keep you going the long way. Just the first 5 minutes and the last 5 minutes can determine whether you'll be consistent for 5 months or give up after the 3rd week because of soreness. Before, walk slowly for 2 to 3 minutes. Rotate your neck, shoulders, hips, knees, ankles. Breathe deeply. Feel your body move after. Gently stretch the muscles you just worked: thighs, chest, back. Hold each movement for 15 to 30 seconds. End with a few deep breaths, relaxing your whole body. Get the right workout, rest properly, warm up and stretch enough. But there's still one important thing, the thing that provides the raw material for recovery, muscle building, and energy maintenance: nutrition. In the next part, we will explore what to eat, when to eat, and why nutrition is the silent teammate for any training journey, especially after the age of 50. You can train correctly, you can rest enough, you can plank for 1 minute, squat for 20. But if your body is not properly fueled, it is like driving a car without gas. No matter how hard you try, you cannot go far. After the age of 50, the body absorbs differently. As we age, the ability to absorb nutrients slows down, and protein synthesis becomes less effective. This means you need more protein to maintain and build muscle. You need to choose more nutrient-dense foods, not just filling up. And you need to eat to recover, not just get through the day. Especially after a workout, meals are a golden opportunity to rebuild muscle and refuel. So what should you focus on? High-quality protein. Eggs, salmon, chicken breast, Greek yogurt, lentils. Suggested: people over 50 should consume about 1.2 to 1.5 grams protein per kilogram body weight per day. Good fats: avocados, olive oil, nuts, fatty fish. Support hormones, especially testosterone and estrogen, which decrease with age. Natural anti-inflammatories: green leafy vegetables, berries, turmeric, green tea. Helps reduce soreness, recover faster after exercise, hydration, drink enough water. Mild dehydration can reduce exercise performance by 10 to 15%. Suggested: 6 to 8 glasses day, add a little sea salt if sweating a lot. I once worked with a woman named Susan, 62, who worked hard but was often tired after a workout. She said, I worked out, but then I just wanted to lie down. It was like my battery was drained. We checked again. She only ate a banana and a cup of tea in the morning, then went to the gym. After the gym, nothing. We changed. Before the gym, a light meal of yogurt plus oatmeal plus a few almonds. After the gym, boiled eggs, whole wheat bread, steamed vegetables and fruit. The results. After just 2 weeks, Susan said, I no longer feel exhausted. Instead, I feel stronger every day. Exercise is like building a house, but nutrition is the materials, the cement, the foundation. Without the materials, you are just exercising your body and letting it recover inadequately. After 50, eating right doesn't just make you healthier, it also helps you sleep better, less aches and pains. Stabilize blood sugar, blood pressure, and feel younger than your age. Exercise right, eat right. You've got the two most important pillars to rebuilding strength and energy after 50. But there's another factor, invisible, immeasurable, that determines whether you stick with it or not. That's your mind. In the next section, we'll explore why focus and the mind-body connection are what make the biggest difference in every squat, every plank, and every decision to not give up. Have you ever done an exercise, like a plank or a push-up, but your mind is thinking about your to-do list, that unanswered call, or tonight's dinner? And then you find, no matter how hard you try, it's just not working. It's not that your body is weak. It's that your mind isn't there yet. Mind-muscle connection, or mind-muscle connection, is the ability to focus your attention on the muscle group that's working during movement. Simply put, instead of just doing the movement, you feel and control it from within. When you squat, you feel your thighs tightening to push you up. When you push up, you're conscious of the force from your chest and arms lifting your body. When you plank, you gently pull your belly in instead of unconsciously relaxing. Many studies show that people who focus on the feeling of the muscle during the exercise can activate twice as many muscle fibers as someone who just goes through the motion. I remember a student named David, 66, who used to do planks every morning. He could hold them for a minute, but after 3 weeks, he said, "I don't see any changes. Am I doing it wrong?" We didn't change the exercise. We just changed how he focused. I told David, "Try closing your eyes. Put your hands on your stomach before you plank. Take a deep breath. Feel your abs tighten slightly. Then start." And within 30 seconds, he said, "Oh, now I can really feel that I'm doing a plank." A few weeks later, he was not only stronger, but he was standing straighter, walking more steadily, just by focusing on the right place. The body only gets stronger when the mind goes along. Sometimes you don't need more exercise, you just need to be more mindful. Try turn off the TV when you exercise. Don't check your phone while exercising. Focus on your breathing, on your movements. Ask yourself, what muscles do I feel working? Just a few seconds of focus each time you exercise can make a noticeable difference after a few weeks. And no matter how focused you are, how well you eat, how well you exercise, there will be times when you're tired, when you're lazy, when you want to give up. What makes results isn't perfection every day. It's persistence, even if it's not perfect. In the next section, we'll talk about one of the biggest secrets of people who stay fit and healthy after 50. It's not good genes. It's not willpower. It's consistency over perfection. Exercising after 50 is like tending a garden that's been around for years. You can't use the same heavy shovel as you did when you were younger, and you can't just leave it alone and expect it to bloom. What you need is subtlety, patience, and avoiding the most common mistakes. Because sometimes, just a small habit repeated every day is enough to slow your progress, or worse, make you give up halfway. Common mistakes and how to fix them. 1. Comparing yourself to the past or to others. I used to run 5 kilometers every morning. Now I'm tired just walking. My neighbor is the same age but exercises much harder. How to fix it? Remember, you're training for today's version of yourself. Every body is different. Every journey starts with the first step, not where you were, but where you are now too. Rushing too much, doing too much in a short period of time. I took a year off, so now I have to start working out really fast to make up for it. How to fix it? Your body doesn't respond as quickly after 50. You need to rebuild your endurance before you increase the intensity. Prioritize consistency over intensity, and allow yourself to recover sufficiently. 3. Ignoring pain or worrying too much about it. Some people try to endure the pain, thinking it's the way it should be. Some people skip a workout altogether just because they're a little sore. How to fix it? Listen to your body, but understand the signals. Sharp, stabbing pain gives rest and check your technique. Mild pain is a sign that your body is adapting. You can always reduce the intensity, but you don't have to stop completely. 4. Not having a plan, just follow your inspiration. This week I'll do it all, next week I'm busy so I'll stop. How to fix it? Schedule a regular workout, even if it's just 2 to 3 sessions. Hang a calendar in a visible place. Write it down after each workout, and reward yourself for your persistence, not your results. I remember a guy named Michael, 69, who was very enthusiastic. In the first week, he did 5 workouts a week, squatting, planking, walking 3 miles each way. Then came the second week. Sore, frustrated, quit. Why? Too fast, no recovery plan. We adjusted. 3 main workouts, 25 minutes each. After a month, he said, "I'm not working out anymore, I'm living it. Easy, steady, and I don't want to quit." Exercising after 50 is not a competition. There's no medal for the person who works out the most the first week and then quits. But there is a hidden reward for those who adjust, listen and persevere. That is, deeper sleep, standing upright, straighter steps, and a new day that starts with the feeling, "I can do it." And the last thing, perhaps the most important, is the attitude you bring every day. Because even if you know all the exercises, avoid all the mistakes. If you are not persistent, all your efforts will hardly bear fruit. So in the next part, and also the part near the end of today's journey, I want to share with you a simple, but most enduring principle. Consistency over perfection. Consistency is more important than perfection. If I could share only one secret to becoming healthier after 50, I would not talk about the best exercise. I would not talk about the most ideal nutrition, and not the most correct technique. I'm talking about consistency. No need to be perfect, just keep going. After 50, your body doesn't respond as quickly as it used to. You may not see noticeable results after 1 to 2 weeks, and that's what makes many people give up. I've been working out and my knees still hurt. I've been eating and I still don't feel better. Maybe I'm just getting old. That's not true. You don't need to be perfect right away. You just don't stop. I met a guy named Raymond, 71 years old. He started with exactly one exercise, standing up, sitting down from a chair 5 times a day. No pedometer, no treadmill. Just every day. Rain or shine, tired or busy. After 1 month, he added a few arm movements. After 3 months, he walked every morning. After 6 months, he could climb 3 flights of stairs without stopping. And he said something I will never forget. "I didn't get better in a day. I got better every day." You don't need to work out 6 times a week. You don't need six-pack abs. You don't need to be almost perfect. You just need to show up. 5 minutes a day is progress. A small, regular exercise every morning is a victory. Because what makes the difference after 50 isn't intensity, it's persistence. You've been on a 10-part journey, each one a small piece of the puzzle. But when put together, it forms a complete picture of a healthy, flexible, vibrant body, even after 50. And in the final part right here, I'll help you wrap up today's journey, recap the most important points, and share a little message from my heart to you.